Hello there, world of tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Adrodals Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be playing in the AMX CDA 105, a Tier 8 French premium tank destroyer. A vehicle that was released into the game very, very expensive in lock boxes. I think it cost me over $150 to get my hands on, which is pretty ridiculous when you think about it for a tier 8. That's why, if you were to take a look at my one and only review on the CDA on my channel as of now, it's not the happiest of reviews. However, I figured it's been a while. This tank is a lot cheaper than it used to be, because obviously premiums have gotten cheaper as they've been in the game longer and longer, especially ones like this. So, yeah, I figured I would re-review the CDA, talk about if I like the tank, what it's got going for it, and what it doesn't. Here's the first thing I thought I'd bring up. Did you know that this vehicle has a legendary camo? It actually does. I didn't know this up until about a month ago, and I purchased the camo. I think this is actually a very cool looking camo. I always like tanks that look very cool, and Just Wargaming making this legendary camo on the tank actually brought my level of ranking this vehicle up by a bit, because I just think it looks really, really cool with the legendary camo it has. Now, the CDA's gun is obviously one of the most important things when it comes to a tank destroyer, especially a quite lightly armored one like this. It features 0.308 dispersion, 3 seconds of aiming time, and 2,450 DPM. Its penetration is very nice, with 273 on standard and 341 on the heat, and pretty decent average damage at 350, 440 on the high explosive, finishing off with a pretty solid 8 degrees of gun depression. Mobility-wise, the tank has a top speed of 50, a reverse of 20, and a very solid traverse speed of 51 degrees a second, and its armor is about 90 millimeters on the frontal plate, which means if you're actually using gun depression, it can get some troll bounces due to the fact that it has auto ricochet angles. However, if you're a decent player, you just shoot it either on the little kind of like tumor that comes out that connects to the gun, or you shoot the roof, which is all massive hatches. The major problem I have with the AMX CDA is, first of all, the Kanonen Jagdpanzer 105. While the Kanonen has virtually no armor, it's kind of like an RU-251 turned into a tank destroyer, the advantages the Kanonen has are just flat better. First of all, the gun has more DPM, its dispersion is flat better, its aiming time is flat better, its penetration is a little bit worse, but it's still just a much, much better gun. Especially, I was just making sure I did have Cali on this tank, which I do, but the gun depression is the same at 8 degrees. Mobility-wise, this tank is actually faster, so, and it's got more traverse speed. So first of all, the Kanonen, if you're going for a tank destroyer that's got good accuracy, good DPM, everything like that, you just go for the Kanonen 105. It's just a flat better tank. And if you're looking for a tank that's aggressive, that, you know, people like me might argue that the Kanonen doesn't have, then you've got the WZ-121 GFT, which is, in my opinion, just flat better as well. The WZ-121 GFT has 260 standard pen, 341 on the premium, essentially the same as the CDA, 2,700 DPM, which is about 200 more. Its dispersion is 0.326 with 3.4 seconds of aiming time, which is pretty solid. And the gun depression at 6 degrees isn't amazing, but the 400 alpha definitely more than enough makes up for that, especially when you take a look at its mobility, still going 50, 20 in reverse, and a power to weight of 20, which is pretty decent, and a traverse speed of 55 degrees a second, while the cheese wedge has been in the game for a very long time, and it hasn't really changed at all. It is still an incredibly good tank. Not only is the camo absolutely epic on the WZ-121 GFT, but the tank itself performs very, very well on almost all characteristics. I'm petting my doggo right now. She's, yeah, if you're wondering why my one arm's probably moving, I'm petting my dog. You can see her right there. Also, my room's a bit messy. There she is. Hello, Arlie. My room's a bit messy just because I've been building a computer lately. I've got about 10,000 boxes that you can't see behind my green screen that I've been breaking down and throwing out every time the trash man takes them away. But here we are. Let's see what we can do in this first battle. A mill, T49. Alright, well, I don't know why I'm going this way, but honestly, there's not much of a way for me to go in this tank. I think I'm just going to stay back here for now. The CDA on this map, I actually would have gone towards medium side, which, you know what, I am going to. I was just thinking about it, and I was petting my dog and forgot about where I was going, but I'm actually glad I'm going towards medium side, because it looks like the entirety of the enemy team is going medium side. Now, you can see the mobility on this tank is very solid. The power to weight allows it to very quickly accelerate up to its top speed, and the aiming time, well, I'll be honest, the aiming time's not all too great. It takes a while to aim in on your opponents, but once you get the shell out, it'll hit quite hard. We got the T49 off to the side, who... my HE shell velocity is a bit worse than my AP shell velocity, as you could see there, and unfortunately because of that, I miscalculated and just missed that T-49's turret. Now at this point in the game, it's probably a loss. We've already missed out on 2 tanks, one of them being a tier 8, which is a big old bummer. We got the enemy Skoda T-45, who is shooting HE. Interesting. Alright, well, I mean, we still got a big old slapping, which has got to hurt the enemy at least a little bit. Let's chill here, see if anybody else wants to poke. That 45 TP is not too happy anymore, but our Pantera is probably going to bleed some health for that. Actually, he didn't bleed as much as I thought. Dracula's off to the side. WZ's going to get a nice shot into him. That's where that WZ's alpha feels very, very solid. And if this guy keeps on going, bonk. Yeah, look at that. Nice 330 slap into that Dracula. Okay, well, we got the Shark off to the side, and Shark is in a hold-down situation where I would not think it's beneficial for me to poke him because it's just not going to be. Now, we might be able to get a slap into this LTTB. Nope, unfortunate. You can see the aiming time on this tank really isn't anything too special. I would have actually liked the aiming time to be a bit better. But with the LTTB leaving... Oh yeah, look at that. Nice slap right into his rear. I was trying to track him so that our teammates over there could possibly get a clear in, but unfortunately it looks like we were not able to get that tracking shell out. Our WZ-132 is going in, which is a bit odd, honestly. He's killed himself is what he's done. There's no reason he should have done that, but oh well. There goes one of our teammates. We are up on base capture, which is very important at this point in time. Let's see if I can get a shot into maybe the Emil. I shouldn't be detected. Maybe I am, but... This is the thing that I will say about the Kanonen that I do not love. The accuracy of the gun is decent, but it's not great, and it misses a fair amount of shots that I really feel like it shouldn't. We got the Semavente off to the side. We're up to 800 on base cap, which is actually quite good. At this point, I would actually say we're doing pretty good on base capture. What I'm going to do, because I can see what's going on here, I'm not spotted by the T-49, and for some reason, my team just keeps going in. Like, the Tiger P does not need to drive in, but he just does. We are literally losing because our teammates just say, alright, let's kill ourselves, that's a good idea. Let's let the enemy climb up on base capture. That couldn't possibly go bad. Alright, well, we got the Emil off to the side, and we're going to aim it on his tank. There you go. That's one slap in. You can see the Troll Armor getting a bounce here or there. Let's see if I can get another pen into the Emil. There you go, another nice slap into his tank. Alright, I mean, that's 2 pens into his vehicle at this point. We do have the Semavente CC off to the side, and we are up to 980 on base cap. So at this point, it's not actually going to matter even if this Emil pushes me, or the Semavente does, because they did not go for base capture. So I'll take a win. I will take a big fat dub if I can get one, and that's exactly what we're going to get here. So even though the Emil's probably, well, I was going to say probably going to kill me, it didn't matter all too much. As we saw from that first battle, the CDA actually did just about everything it needed to. The armor got some bounces. As we can see, I blocked it at 730, which isn't anything crazy, but it's more than I would have blocked with the Kanonen, and we were able to deal about 2,600 damage. And we also won because our team unintentionally, I guess, captured the bases, because then they just decided to all drive in. My team really wanted to lose that battle. That's all I'm gonna say. That Tiger P, that Pantera, that WZ-132, for some reason, all of them said, you know what? We're up on base capture. I know what the smartest thing to do is. Let's drive right into the enemy lineup and kill ourselves. That way Droodles possibly loses. I mean, I have no other response for that gameplay. But either way, let's see what we can do in the next battle. Okay, battle number 2. We are in another tier 7 matchup, which is pretty solid, actually. Tiger 1, Super Hellcat, that's about it. I mean, I'll take a lineup like this. To be honest, it doesn't really matter if you fight tier 7s or tier 9s in a vehicle like the CDA, because at the end of the day, this is a tank destroyer, so if you need to stay at the back of the map, you can, and you can do it quite easily. Alright, well, I was thinking about camping, but I don't really need to. This is the kind of tank where I like to play semi-aggressive at the beginning of the game, and then if I have to, I'll stay more passive later. We got the CDC spotted already, which is not good for me, but it's fine. We're just going to wait for my camo to reset. Should be about 3 or 2 more seconds here. And I would expect to be camo reset at this point. So we're going to chill just in this bush. This is a pretty solid spot for a vehicle like the CDA because we'll see what the enemy team does. We see the AMX already spotted, which means they only have one more tank destroyer available. And if the CDA decides to cross, which she did, there you go. Nice 430 damage slap into his vehicle. A great example of where the alpha on this tank hits really, really hard. So we got the Brask running, we got the CDA. We're going to go for a shell into the Brask. I'm actually really happy I tracked him there too, because that'll use one of his repair kits. But I could have killed the CDA. And if you're wondering why I didn't, it's because the Brask is just a flat-out scarier tank to deal with than a CDA. I don't get scared by a CDA at all. Oh no, he hit me for 220 damage rather than, oh no, I just got hit for 330 twice in a row, you know? So that's kind of how I think of it. But there you go. 2 nice shots into the Tiger already. That's about a 700 hit point chunk taken off his tank. And maybe we can get another slap off. Boom, there you go. That's 1,000 hit points we've taken off of that Tiger now. A great example of the nice DPM this tank features. Alright, well, the KV-4 did not spot me, which is fairly expected, because I do have good camo. But interesting battle so far. I'm going to knock down this tree right here, because I feel like this tree is going to be more beneficial to me. So we're going to sit right here for now. If anybody decides to go down this alleyway, they will be shot. Oh, there you go. We got the Tiger spotted. Missed it by an inch. Unfortunate, but we're not spotted, so we're fine. Let's reload again. 3, 2, 1. Oop, Tiger got shot. Come on, Tiger. Move your bootay. I don't think he wants to. He is fully in that spot. Alright, well that's fine. We're going to start dealing with tanks like the Super Hellcat off to the side. Ooh, what was that, Wargaming? That was a big old chunk of lag. That's what that was. Okay, well, that was unfortunate for me. It's fine, though. We just reload. We're just going to chill here. We should be unspotted at this point in time, so we'll see if anybody gets detected. KV-4 is crossing, so maybe we can get a shell into him. Oh, I'm just going to keep waiting here. There's no point to really move. I'll spot them if they try leaving anyway. Anybody want to poke? I'm pretty sure they're right in that bush, or at least the AMX AC is. So I'm not going to shoot unless I see one of them get detected, because I don't really see the advantage of shooting. Alright, well, for now, we're doing okay. But I wouldn't say we're going to win this. This looks quite sketchy. Let's see. Do I get spotted for doing that? No, I did not. Interesting. We got our Panther over here as well. Alright, well, let's see if I can get a shell. Oh, there's the AMX AC. Nice. Oh, that's not the AMX. That's the Semovente. But I'll still take a pen into him. That's a pretty nice shot. 3, 2, 1, and no, we're not going to be able to hit him anymore. But I'll still get an easy pen into the Super Hellcat. There you go. And with that, we've done a pretty solid chunk already. Alright, let's reload again. We got the Brask off to my side. Okay, let's see. Let's see what I want to do here. I really want to get that Semovente. If he just slightly backs up. Beautiful. There you go. Biggest threat is gone. That's a nasty tank, is obviously the CC. So now that that tank's dead, I'm going to make my way and use the good mobility this vehicle has over towards where the Brask was. That's the next biggest threat that I want to clear. So if we can get this Brask cleared, which is right here, there you go. Now I don't have to worry about this tank. And at this point, we're actually in a pretty solid result. Okay. We got the KV-4 off to the side. I'm going to drive this way. There's the AMX AC. Alright, well, my team's not doing great as of right now, I'll be honest. They're not too healthy, but we are up on base cap, which is important. Let's see if I can push this way, right over here. Get a nice slap into the AMX. There you go, one nice pen. I don't want to be shot by the KV-4, but that's fine, because this AMX has put himself in a really compromised position, essentially, where he's going to be shot. I'm just going to back up a little bit more, like right here. And even though I get shot, as you can see, it doesn't matter. We're up to 960 on the base cap, and we're going to win this. So I'm glad with the decision-making I played this game. There you go, 1,000 on the base capture. I don't really care if he kills me. No! I wanted to get another shot, and that's why I said I don't really care if he kills me. But either way, not a bad battle for the CDA at all. We were able to deal 3,442 damage, come out with a victory, and you can see where the tank is pretty decent. I mean, we pulled out a mastery. Now, to be honest, in the situation we used the CDA, I believe that the Kanonen probably would have done better. I would have gotten more farms out. My accuracy's better in the Kanonen, so I probably could have done more, but still, it's a good example to showcase where this tank can use its mobility. It's got decent armor. It's got it's just an all-rounder of decency. That's really the best way to describe it. As I said, I wouldn't call it the best tank in any way, shape, or form when it comes to any class, but it's a fun tank, and if this is the kind of playstyle you like, then yeah, it's a good tank to pick up. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.